Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. Well, it's been revealed that last summer riots was not the work of the far right. Southport police have said that it wasn't the work of the far right. It was local people who are angry about migration. And of course we had Starmer claiming it was the work of the far right when he claimed it was. And it turned out to be lies by him. Once again, Starmer has been caught out lying. He can't tell the truth, can he? He can't admit he was wrong. He claimed at the time it was the work of the far right, like the media, like the left-wing media, also the mainstream media, the likes of Sky News and BBC, ITN, Channel 4. They all claimed at the time that these riots were the work of the evil far right. Where was their evidence that it was the work of the far right? It's nearly 12 months it'll be 12 months in August when we had the last summer's riots, and so far they haven't showed any evidence it was. They claimed at the time it was, but they couldn't find any members of the far right in the UK, so they had to go looking to Europe to look for the far right, claiming that they were stirring it up. Well, it turned out to be a lie, didn't it? I don't suppose that shitbag Starmer is going to make an apology. You'll never get an apology out of him. At the time, he says, these rioters will face the full force of the law. And of course, innocent people have been locked up thanks to him, just because they posted mean things on social media. And of course, Starmer, being the shitbag he is, didn't like it. He wanted to make an example of them. So he ordered the police to make arrests and make an example of them. In other words, he was cracking down on free speech, trying to control how people thought and what people can say. Well, it's backfired on him, hasn't it? Completely big time. Like I've said, the Southport police have said that there was no far right involvement like people claimed there was. I mean, not only Starmer, you had useless Yvette Cooper and the ginger one, Angela Rayner, all claiming it was the far right. And also you had the pro-asylum seekers groups. They also claimed it was the work of the far right when it wasn't. They were caught. The police actually, the report have said that the police have been caught by surprise. Instead of looking at the enemy within, and you know who I mean, the Muslims, they took their eye off the ball. And of course, the one who perpetrated that evil crime is in jail at the moment, where he should be. But of course, Starmer being Starmer, he's still claiming was the work of the far right. He's still yapping on about how evil they are and what racist they are. And he even called people who don't agree with migrants, immigration and asylum seekers coming into the country, he called them far right. No wonder he was he keeps getting into trouble. He owes people an apology, but I don't suppose he will. He won't bother to apologise. He doesn't apologise about anything. He allowed what Starmer did. He colluded with the police and the judiciary, the judges, to put innocent people in jail just because they dared, like I've said, say something on a million words on social media. I admit, though, that some of the things they said was wrong, but all the same, people were arrested and charged with being so-called members of the far right. I mean, have the police who arrested these people ever claimed that they were members of the far right? I suppose they have. I suppose when they interviewed them at the police stations, they forced them into admitting they were members of the far right. Because you know what the police are like. They try and do everything they can to force a confession out of people. And we know how corrupt they are, the police. So who's going to trust them? Nobody trusts them anymore. But Starmer, well, you know what he is? He's a complete and utter clown. He's not fit to be Prime Minister. He shouldn't be Prime Minister. No wonder the Labour MPs are now starting to open revolt against him. He's got a revolt coming his way. He's got more trouble coming his way to deal with. It just shows you, doesn't it, how useless he is. I dare say eventually, let's hope that the Labour MPs can see sense and start to plot to remove him, because he's the worst Prime Minister this country's ever had. No wonder the United States, especially Donald Trump and his Vice President, J.D. Vance, are always going on to him about why he keeps cracking down on free speech. Because the way it's going, we won't have any free speech in this country anymore, especially if Starmer is re-elected as Prime Minister again in the next election. God help us if he is. Like I've said, he's cracking down on free speech. He's trying to stop people from, well, thinking, having any thought or saying anything. If he doesn't like it, he sends his Stasi round people's homes to demand that the police, the Stasi round, to ask people what have they been saying. In other words, they intimidate people to delete a post they posted, be it on X or Facebook. They demand that it's taken down. Anybody think we'd live in a police state? Well, anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.